Africa's pride is in its people and their stories. Every day, new stories are born, stories of passion, strength, inspiration, and legacy. I'm your host, Derek Ochieng, and this is Unscripted Victories. Today on the first episode of Unscripted Victories, we dive into the journey of Griffin Ligare, humble yet unstoppable. He's conquered the international stage with the Morans, but one elusive title remains: a championship with the Nairobi City Thunder in the Kenya Basketball Premier League. Ladies and gentlemen, Griffin Ligare, aka Kenyan.
Oh yeah.
I think that's why they call him Kenyan. He's just been our point guard consistently for so long.
Kenyan is the captain of the ship. When Griffin Ligare is on the floor, you know that he's the leader of that team.
Griffin has become a true definition of consistency and discipline.
Griffin Mnoma.
If you don't know Griffin, you don't know any hooper.
They talk about LeBron James playing at 39. Griffin is playing at 40.
Right now, he's the most experienced player in the Kenyan Morans.
When people call him Kenyan, it means more than just captain.
When he plays, he just wants the best out of his team. That's why he becomes a Kenyan player.
He's a legitimate Kenyan.
He's a floor general. Whenever he has the ball, we are confident that he's either going to score or make the right play.
Oni icon, man.
Kenyan, that's Griff, bro, the GOAT of Kenyan basketball.
Nilizaliwa Nanyuki, born and raised. My dad was KDF. So nilizaliwa kwa MRS. MRS basically it's a hospital within Kenya Defense Forces barracks. My dad wasn't into sports. Mom alikuwa biashara. And then being the eldest son, there was nobody to look up to growing up. Place to grow up kuna sports facilities. So kulikuwa na ground ya ball. Na hiyo ndio yenye tulikuwa tunacheza most of the time. And then there was a basketball court. Bake ilikuwa very rare those days because one, ball ya bake was so hard to get during the holidays when at that time when you walikuwa uni, au ndo walikuwa na kama ball ya bake. Those were the days NBA action ilikuwa inakuja KBC Sunday 1:30. Alafu unangojea tu ile part ya highlights. Una Michael Jordan akifanya moves and I didn't know Michael Jordan was 6'6". Ningejua ni 6'6" ningemchorea because half of the things Jordan anafanya siwezi do. So when nilienda high school, now the game was so much closer to me because the basketball court was there. But unfortunately, hiyo season singeweza play because I didn't have much, but I had the interest. As soon as hiyo season ya bake iliisha nikaanza kwenda kwa court. I started realizing that I can be able to pretty much do the basic skills in basketball. I started getting drawn more into the game. When we go back home Nanyuki for holidays, now I started playing basketball more. When I went back to school, now for the second Form 2, vitu zilikuwa different. I could dribble the ball, I could pass, and I could go for a layup. And that's all you needed back then to make a team. When I joined Team Thunder, it was ICC, International Christian Center. It was based in Shauri Moyo when I joined it. At that time, the other coach called Coach Omosh is the guy who recruited me from KU. When I went to KU, that's when basketball made a lot of sense because in KU, we had a basketball program whereby everything was structured. As soon as nilimaliza nika-join ICC, we used to be sponsored by the church. It was nice back then because tulikuwa tuna sign contracts whereby you get paid 3 to 5 Gs per month. And guys were looking forward to it. It was nice. And at some point, it became so challenging for the church to keep up with the sponsorship. So church ika withdraw. At that time, some of the guys left. Mi nikasema decide nitabaki. So Coach Fao decided to change the name from ICC to Thunder. And then it was like, it's a Thunder in Nairobi. Why don't we just call ourselves Nairobi City Thunder? And that's how the name came about. Now tukakuwa sasa sisi ni self-sponsored team.
Griffin is a very patient man. The fact that he didn't move to another team for the sake of getting a championship is a testament to his character and who he is on and off the court.
1, 2, 3.
One of the guys who has been like very, very key to supporting the team, and it was Kevin Ashley. Until recently, last year, when now Twende decided to come together with Thunder. They provide a stable ecosystem around the team in terms of providing contracts for the players. The team now moved from Nairobi City Thunder to the Thunder that is still Nairobi City Thunder, but now Twende is the one running everything now. The stability that comes with having sponsorship is just on another level. You cannot even compare.
Playing him as an opponent, it was tough because we also had, I think we always had like 3 game plans. You know, we would guard him straight up with a guard, then we would guard him with a big, and then we just try to see like what's working for us.
Griffin was our captain some few years back when we were doing really good, and under his captaincy and his leadership, we were able to do a lot of things because he was able to bring us together and also just leading by example. Even at his age, he's still working even more than some of the young guys.
You want a point guard who has vision. Obviously, you want someone who can put continuous threat, and me playing 4 or 5 at that time, it also opens up your game.
He has played with our generation. He has played Kiganya's generation, so he can bring the bridge together. I think Griffin, the body of work he has put in, everybody can see, and that's why he's Kenyan 1.
That number 1 represents a lot of things. Like, 1 to me is a leader. When people call him Kenyan 1, it means more than just captain, more than just point guard, more than just best player on court. Off court and on court, he's a leader.
In the national team, we are brothers, man. We are roommates, and then we won with him in Uganda. We ended up finishing 2nd in Mali. We qualified for Afrobasket. I know his family, he knows my family. This thing started like a teammate, it ended up being a friendship. Now it's a brotherhood, we are family.
Griff lead by example. He's humble, he's coachable, he listens. If you observe him all through, like everybody, even our youngest point guard sometimes advises him, and he will come running, and if you notice, he will put his hands behind his back just to pay attention to whatever he's being taught.
I think the first time I saw Griff was probably like 17 or 18. And the moment I saw him play, I was amazed by his talent, by how he spaced the floor as a point guard. The ability to play with him in the same team. I mean, you get to learn from him. You get to see the preparation, how he does what he does. And it's been amazing, man.
Back then, I was told he was a vet. And that was like 10 years ago. So you could imagine the level of experience that he has.
To me, playing with him was a privilege. He had a lot of impact for us in the playoffs. There are some points in the game when we were struggling. And him being Griffin, he was just throwing up shots and they were going in. And even if you watch the Eliud Owalo tournament, he bailed us out in the finals and we ended up winning the championship.
For me, I think every young man, every young sportsman in Kenya, regardless of whichever sport, I think is a very good example of discipline and consistency.
Na kwanga nimetambua sana Griffo. Yeye ndo hadi anafanyanga niende game zake hapo Nairobi City Thunder. Tunaenda kuona mse mentor wangu.
Most of all, ni humble. Kama kuna event ako hapo, kukiwa na event ya watoi lazima ako amefika. Alafu ni inspiration to many upcoming guards in Kenya.
For him to carry, apart from playing basketball, big before like the court here. Yeah, off the court. Big before me, I'm in a lot.
Nikiingia class 8, Griffin alipea viatu. High school form 1 yenda alipea njuni. Mpaka form 4.
Day fulani akamzoezi. Akanipata sasa si shoot. Nimekauka hapo juu na ball ya futa. Kafunga bag akanipatia viatu mpya na vest yake fulani ya Kenya 1. Una imagine ukuwa mtoi watembea area vest hapo nyuma imeandikwa Kenya 1.
Griff is a Kenyan goat for me, and I feel like all PGs strive to be like Griff.
I know Griff is a man of faith, and that is something that really goes beyond basketball and beyond anything.
His discipline, dedication to the game, and the work he puts in. You know, the game is always kind to you, man. When you put in the work, man, the game will reward you.
Griffin's work ethic is truly inspiring, but his unwavering commitment to excellence both on and off the court is what sets him apart. As both a player and a coach, he embodies the qualities of hard work, humility, and respect. Traits that make him an ideal role model to any kid aspiring to succeed in life and sports.
I remember that week at practice, it was really intense. Everything was really focused, and everybody was really focused, knowing that the task ahead of us was going to be really tough.
Equity, they've got the personnel. You could tell our series, it wasn't easy.
It was about the intensity that was brought by the coaching staff. It was really intense. You could see in the eyes of the management this championship mentality.
My side, I would say we didn't bring our A game. For them, they brought that energy, and they were able, they started us pretty well. We couldn't execute as per how we wanted it.
We really wanted this, so the players, of course, wanted it more. It was really tough. There were moments that players were fighting.
Played more and more years in the league, I came to realize it takes a lot to develop a winning culture. It takes a lot to be a champion, and I had tried so many times. And so every other year I learned something. I learned something about that, because falling short every other time, you end up taking so many lessons.
We knew the game was gone. Then Garang just came out of nowhere and blocked that shot.
They brought that fire, they had the fighting spirit. We played kind of basketball that has never been done here before. I think that's why it was so close. We walked out of it with the win. I think it was a one basket win, but we take it regardless.
As Griffin prepares for what could be his first championship in the Kenya Basketball Premier League with the Nairobi City Thunder, his journey continues to inspire many across the country. Join us as we delve into this season's Nairobi City Thunder unbeaten run and Griffin's quest for the elusive championship title. I'm your host, Derek Ochieng. See you on the next episode of Unscripted Victories.